After Dwight showed Jeremiah his place, Jeremiah needs someone to rant to, so Cole becomes his punching bag. Cole makes an effort to retaliate against Jeremiah's degrading remarks, but despite his machismo and strength, Cole isn't that strong. He is therefore forced to take Jeremiah's verbal blows and kicks. When Dwight gives Jeremiah a copy of Sun Tzu's The Art of War at the conclusion of Tulsa King Season 3, Episode 7, he realizes that he has lost Sackrider and that the ban on Montague distilleries has been lifted. Rather than spending his time getting over this defeat, Jeremiah storms into Sackrider's office and starts berating him for betraying him. Sackrider makes it very evident that he has changed sides and is no longer terrified of Jeremiah's threats, since he has greater faith in Dwight than in Jeremiah. Jeremiah becomes extremely aggressive as a result, attempting to strangle Sackrider to death in his workplace. Jeremiah is led out of the Attorney General's office and immediately placed in prison before he can cause any significant harm. For Jeremiah, is that correct? Will Musso be the main antagonist for the remainder of the season? I suppose so. After all, Jeremiah no longer has anything to offer. Does Cole have any justification for posting the bail money to put Jeremiah back on the playing field? No, not at all. Cole will undoubtedly be able to develop, because he has been mistreated and oppressed by his father for a very long period. But will Jeremiah learn to love his one and only son while incarcerated? I don't think so. Nevertheless, I believe Jeremiah's subplot has come to an end, at least for this season, and we will see him again in Tulsa King's unavoidable 4th season. What are your thoughts? Tell me in the space provided for comments below. Because Abel had closed Montague distilleries and Bill was nowhere to be located, Episode 6 of Tulsa King Season 3 was effectively a 3-part road trip. Mitch and Cleo were transported to Shreveport, and Grace and Bodie were sent to St. Louis to sell alcohol illegally. Mitch and Cleo were stopped by a highway patrol officer who had been told by Cole to harass them, whereas Bodie and Grace reportedly arrived at their destination without any problems. To restart their objective, Mitch and Cleo had to render the policeman incapacitated. After completing their mission by selling Johnny Wednesday the liquor, they stopped at a nearby cafe to consider whether or not it was worth sacrificing their lives for Montague distilleries. Meanwhile, Dwight, Tyson, and Bigfoot went to a restaurant named Bubbles to speak with Ray about his persistent demands for a cut of Montague distilleries' earnings. Dwight came down to brass tacks after some back and forth, accusing Ray of abducting Bill to make him submit to him. Ray had nothing to do with Bill's abduction because Ray became upset since Musso was the one who had jailed Bill for nearly discovering that Dwight was employed by the feds. Cole and his goons arrived at Bubbles and started firing at Dwight before Ray and Dwight could come to a compromise. Cole and his group were successfully driven away by Dwight and Ray's team, but Ray believed that Dwight was the one who had planned the gunfight to murder him, so he allegedly made the decision to sever all contact with Dwight and launch an offensive. But did he? Let's investigate.